Granted, she ended up having a stroke, and then she couldn't take anything I was giving her, and then she really went downhill. It was like nothing I was going to do was going to work for a lot of different reasons. But cancer has become, I guess I said all that to say this, it has become much, much, much harder to help even with alternative stuff. And I believe the biggest reason, is that they've gotten so much more aggressive in all the different ways they're trying to kill us, which is what I'm going to be documenting today. Just some of them. This isn't an exhaustive list, what I'm getting into today. I could probably do 10 other teachings. And I'm already being mega long-winded as it is, so I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but I wish I had better news for you than that regarding this particular subject. Yes, I'm going to give you some proactive things you can do. I'm going to try to put you in the right direction. I'm going to try to help you. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to sell you something. The only thing that I've ever actively sold is the Mild Silver Protein. That's it. That's the only health product, I've ever really touted and talked about, with my patients or with my listeners. There's some other products I've recommended in the lines I carry, but the only one I've actually ever promoted online, internet-wise, was that one. And we will talk about that some today. And I believe God led me to that product. But the vast majority of what we're talking about, I get, it's not like I'm getting monetary benefit or I'm getting rich off this stuff. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to do unto others as they would do unto me. I'm trying to help people with that. Okay, so let's go further here. Regarding aspartame. The incidence of brain tumors and cancers has risen dramatically since it's been introduced. So here's one of the many reasons that cancer has exploded. The test monkeys that they used on the aspartame were trying to tell us something. A quick read on how they make it, and you'll realize why it's so toxic. Instead of the warning on food labels, most products just say sugar-free. Oh, like that makes it so good. When it says sugar-free, it just should say death. It should be a skull and crossbones underneath the sugar-free. Okay, because any alternative sweetener they're using to make it sugar-free is death. Okay, just do the skull and crossbones, it'd be a lot more honest, but they're obviously not going to do that. So anyway, in May of 1992, the official U.S. Air Force magazine, Flying Safety, explained, quote, this is the official U.S. Air Force magazine, called Flying Safely, May 1992 issue, quoted, saying, in pregnancy, the effects of aspartame can be passed directly to the fetus, even in very small doses. People have suffered aspartame-related disorders with doses as small as that carried in a single stick of chewing gum. End of quote. This could mean a pilot... Oh, no, actually, not the end of the quote. It goes on to say, this could mean a pilot who drinks diet sodas is more susceptible to flicker vertigo, which is a particular kind of vertigo, or to flicker-induced epileptic activity. Epileptic meaning seizure activity. It also means that all pilots are potential victims of sudden memory loss, dizziness during instrument flight, and gradual loss of vision. Oh, that's good. We definitely want to load them up on aspartame before they get up into the friendly skies and have a whole boatload of people in the back. Obviously, I'm just kidding around, but I'm just saying, they're bringing this up as a real problem. It's also one of the, from the research I've seen, one of the main causes, or if it's not one of the main causes, it's one of the main causes that mimics multiple sclerosis. MS, you do not want to drink any aspartame, particularly if you have MS. It might have been what caused it. It's another thing that it does. Let's go further here. Pilots have experienced grand mal seizures in the cockpits of commercial airline flights and have lost medical certification to fly, and 3 have died this year, which was 1994, from aspartame. That's what they were admitting in 1994. The FDA has received, now this is 1994, the FDA has received more than 10,000 consumer complaints of NutriPoison, was what they call it. That's 80% of all complaints about food additives. Now that's when they were just really getting cranked up on this death agenda. NutraSweet had just been coming out. And now they've done a whole bunch more since then. But that was one of the main ones they were coming out that was really true poison. Now, I'm not talking, I shouldn't say that because they put fluoride in the water and they've had the vaccinations issues. But as far as a food additive, a sugar substitute goes, that was the first one that really got the ball rolling. To a certain extent, yes, I understand saccharin was before that. And saccharin, it used to be on the packets, they would say, this causes cancer in laboratory animals. Okay, but NutraSweet was a whole other level of toxicity and death, I believe. I don't think they were getting the desired results with the sweet and low death, cancer causer. No, Satan said, no, that ain't killing enough people. We gotta do something more aggressive to kill more people. That's sweet and low, it ain't killing enough people. I'm serious, that's how Satan looks at things. Who's behind all this? It's pure evil. Who's the father of evil? Just trace it back to the source. So, 10,000 consumer complaints in 1994, which was 80% of the complaints about food additives. Now, if they had one or two complaints about a given herb or vitamin, the FDA just goes bonkers, crazy nuts, and goes after them like a rabid dog in order to shut down the production of that either vitamin, antioxidant, whatever, herb. They go crazy. But no, they can have 10,000 consumer complaints about NutraSweet, aspartame, which was 80% of all food additives, but they let it stay. Do you see how evil that is? I mean, that's beyond sickening. Still, the FDA remains comatose and has done nothing to alert the public, who assume that since it's so highly advertised, it must be safe as mother's milk. The FDA consistently approves killer drugs, as Omni magazine reported, quote, 51% of FDA-approved drugs have serious risks and could cause adverse reactions that lead to severe and or permanent disability or death. That's what the FDA is guilty of, and that was in 1994. That was May of 1994. 51% of FDA-approved drugs have serious risks and could cause adverse reactions that lead to severe or permanent disability or death. Those drugs are okay, though. All drugs are controlled poisons. You don't believe me? Well, just take the whole bottle and see what happens to you. You take a whole bottle of, I got a product a whole food supplement in a tableted form. At bare worst, it would maybe give you diarrhea. Maybe. Because the body couldn't take in all those concentrated nutrients maybe at a single dose. Not going to kill you. Take a bottle of drugs, kills you. That's how people commit suicide a lot. They know that. All drugs are controlled poisons, and you cannot drug your body into good health.